going on, everyone? I know it's been a little bit of time, like a week and a bit, but still working on this thing every once in a while. I have a full 9-to-5 job, and so you're not gonna find, I'm not gonna be one of those YouTubers that's uploading every day. I'm gonna try and get to it when I can. I don't have all the time in the world to work on this thing, but I do love working on it, so whenever I'm working on it, I'm trying my best to record things and make sure you guys are staying in the loop with what's happening. So, the car, as you could tell from that intro bit, it's pretty much down to a lot of, well, nothing. So we have a lot of just the bare frame now. The front axle, the rear axle are out of it. The only things left in here are the engine, the radiator, and the fuel tank. The reason for that is I wanted to just make sure that every single bolt on this car was clean and tight, and I wanted to square the front and rear end myself personally before I took this thing out on the racetrack, and I just felt better about doing all that myself. So here you can see, here's my front axle, my rear axle. This is the steering column. We're gonna try and get to this today. So you can tell it's kind of beat up. When I took this out of the car, the boot, the like rubber boot that was holding this, these threads clean, or these splines, keeping them protected with the grease and everything, it was just duct taped on. So, you know, that's wild. So what we're gonna do is clean this up today. I'm gonna try and paint it, and then I have kind of a universal boot that I picked up off Amazon. We're gonna try and hose clamp that to this with some new grease to make sure that stays healthy. I discovered that this hub needs a new bearing because, well, it's kind of hard when I'm having to hold the camera too. But you can kind of tell that this spins, but not really. It kind of goes for a little bit and then stops. So there's a lot of friction in there. So I want to replace this eventually. That's not going to get done today, but that is something that will get done before we drive this thing. I want to clean up. So I mentioned that for my first video, these Heims, I mean, some of them are just friggin' nasty. So I kind of mentioned it, but didn't really show it in that previous video. I bought this ultrasonic tank, and so what I'm gonna do is all of these bolts have been kind of taken apart and put into bags by their sections. So, well, that's like nothing really. But you know, master cylinders, U-joints, all this stuff, everything's kind of sorted. And the idea is to kind of fill these with a solution of water and Simple Green. And then that means that when it goes in the ultrasonic cleaner, the water in the cleaner doesn't get dirty, it's just the water in the bag. So the bag is what's gonna have the solution in it. We're gonna try and clean up all of this stuff and these rod ends too. And these bar stops. These are kind of nasty. So, yeah, the only thing left to come out of this car, I'm probably gonna leave the fuel tank in there, but take this tail tank cover off. So this is a little bit different. This was kind of done the cheap way. So in here, there's an actual steel fuel cell, and it's got like this, what do you call it? Polyurethane? It's like a heavy plastic on top of it that makes it look more like a tail tank. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna find a way to take this tail tank off. Let's get down to the actual metal fuel cell itself. It's kind of dirty. I guess I need some more light, huh? But this is our breather. This needs to get replaced. This doesn't have like a check valve or anything in it. So if the car flips over, fuel can just kind of flow this way. This is just like a breather hose. So I'm gonna have to go to Summit or something in the future and buy like a 6AN check valve, so that when the car flips over, fuel doesn't come spilling out of this thing, out of the breather. Yeah, really today the main agenda was kind of an update and getting started on the steering column, getting it nice, cleaned up. I bought some sandpaper and stuff to kind of get a nice clean surface before we paint it black. I'm gonna cover off the splines and the U-joints so that they don't get painted, because obviously it looks like the business. And the other thing is, this is our floor pan. So our floor pan here, this came out of the car. It's just kind of wouldn't say nasty, but it just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. So I'm gonna clean this up as well. You can tell where the battery was mounted in the car previously, so I'm gonna kind of clean this up and repaint it black as well. I'll have to reapply the Velcro. I didn't think about that before I did it the first time. But yeah, that's it. And then this is gonna get painted as well. So that's it. I think we're gonna start with the steering column. So I'm gonna get to it. Got some stuff painted. It's kind of just here. That's gonna be it for the video today. I'm sweaty because it's warm all of a sudden in Texas, and there's a ton of mosquitoes, so I want to get inside in the air conditioning and take a shower. But that's pretty much it. Like I said at the beginning, these videos aren't gonna be super regular. I'm gonna aim to put out at least one a week, but I can't make any promises just because I do, I do the whole work thing. And this is something I do in my free time. The end goal is still to run this in Tulsa. I've seen some comments saying that might not be a good idea. That's probably true. But I don't know, I'm just itching to drive the thing already. So the goal is to get everything situated on the car, put it all back together, square everything, take it to a dyno shop, have everything looked over, dynoed, and be ready for Tulsa. It needs new tires, it needs a seat insert, and that's pretty much it. So that's where this is going. Hopefully you're digging the content. I know it's not super regular, but try my best. Thanks for watching. Boom, 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 boom.